there's going to be two parts to today's topic, which is lead generation. The first part is going to be lead generation tools and strategies. The second part is, again, like what we're doing now. We're doing real life calculations, but not so much calculations. We're going to be doing data scraping, okay? And I want to be packing everything in before 12 noon. Sorry, 12 noon my time, 8 p.m. your time. So we've got here, day 3 is meant to be lead generation tools and strategies. Okay, so all of this training is about how you as a virtual assistant will be working for a client who is a property investor. Okay, now property investors, what they need to be doing, like any other business, is they need to be generating leads. Without leads, there cannot be any business activity or business sales. Okay, um, your help in general for a property investor client will be, as a VA, will be helping this client generate leads. Now, property investors, they need leads that are different to maybe normal leads that other businesses might need. Like, for example, if you are a dance instructor, you want leads from people who want to sign up and take dance lessons from you. If you are I'm just going to the slides that I need. If you are someone who sells perfume, for example, then you need to generate leads for people who might be interested in buying your perfume. So you're generating leads for customers, okay? For property investors, it's actually a little bit more interesting because we don't just want to generate leads for customers. We actually also need to generate leads in many other ways. So I am going to show you the goals of the lead generation activities that you might be doing for landlords and property investors. Afterwards, we're going to look at some strategies for generating leads. And then after that, I'm going to show you an actual system that I will be teaching my clients, so that when you apply for a position as a lead generation property VA through me, then the client understands that I taught you this way of doing things, okay? Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the goals of lead generation activities for landlords and property investors are not quite like what other businesses generate leads for. And typically, other businesses just generate leads for customers and clients. But for property investors, you are actually, they will want to be generating leads not just for customers. So what are they looking for, and what might you be generating leads for if you work for a property investor? The property investor wants your help to find motivated sellers, landlords, and properties. Okay, I'm going to be explaining what all of these means in a minute. Property investors will also need your help to find them angel investors and financiers, to find landlords and investors to sell leads to, and to find tenants and guests. So what this means is the landlord or the property investor is in the middle of all of these business activities, and it's not just that they generate leads for customers, they need to be generating leads to supply their customers with, because what property investors deal with are houses and properties, okay? So first of all, to find motivated sellers, motivated landlords, and properties that need doing up. So what we have been doing is simply to go on Rightmove to find properties, okay? But we the property investors refer to that as properties that are on the market. That is to say, they're available for everyone else to look at and buy. That would mean that the property investor will have lots of competition because, as you can see, anyone can get on Rightmove, anyone can look at these properties and see, oh, this house is being sold on the market for this price. I'm going to make an offer on that. Okay, so what landlords actually want are properties that are off the market. Okay, that is to say, no one else has access to, or very, very few people have access to, and you get to speak to the vendor directly or as close to the vendor directly as possible. Okay, so these are people who are motivated sellers. They've got a house that they want to sell, either because they are in financial distress or they need to move, or one of their relatives have died and they have inherited a property that they don't really want to take on. So it's not in their interest to want to hold this property. They might just want the cash from selling this property. So they want to get rid of it. Okay. Now, landlords can also be motivated. Why is this the case? Well, it's actually a lot of work to be a landlord. So there could be landlords with too much properties on their plate and they want to get rid of some of their properties. Or it could be that these landlords, they don't really like being landlords because they don't like looking after the tenants who live in their properties. They have terrible tenants that are not paying rent, that are too demanding, that are disruptive, or they damage their properties, for example, or that they've bought the wrong kind of properties and it's too far away from where they live. So landlords can also be motivated sellers. Okay. What else? You can also be helping landlords property investors look for properties that are in itself, okay, they're inanimate, properties cannot be motivated, but properties that might be right for being uh, snatched up by property investors. Okay, so that's the first category of things that a property investor might want your help to find leads for. Okay. Secondly, now property investors actually most of them do not have a lot of cash hanging around, because if they do have cash, instantly or very quickly they will want to be investing it back and buying properties or doing some other kind of activity that generates more wealth for them. That is to say, they haven't got a lot of cash hanging around. So if they want to be buying new properties, either they need to refinance one of their properties or they need to raise cash another way. Now, they will need your help to find them angel investors and financiers to raise these funds in order for them to buy more properties. Okay. We will discuss later some strategies on how we find these things. Okay. Third, landlords and property investors will also need your help to find, this time, not motivated landlords, but landlords who are eager and hungry to buy more properties, okay, and investors in order to sell leads to. So this time, you're not the one buying, you're the one selling, okay? So there are lots of property investors out there who are eager to find more discounted properties, more deals, or more projects to be working on. And you, as a VA, might be working for a client who is a property sourcer, for example, who finds deals, packages them, and needs landlords and property investors to sell them to. Okay. You might be only doing one of these things or all of these things or a combination of these things for your property investor client. Okay. And finally, property investors and landlords, especially in this case, will be needing your help to find them tenants and guests because they've bought a property, they turned it into an HMO. Now there are 5 empty rooms. They need to be earning income. Otherwise, they've got a mortgage to pay and bills to pay, and there's no rent coming in. So they might be needing your help to find tenants and guests. Guests obviously refers to properties that are service accommodation. That is to say, they're listed on websites like Airbnb, who will want to find where you can find people who want to go on holiday. Okay, so this slide is nice, clear, and simple. Now, what are the strategies for all of this lead generation? I am going to clarify at this point that I understand not all of you have a marketing background. You definitely have an advantage over candidates if you have a marketing background, but I can also assure other aspiring VAs who only have an admin background or another kind of background that some of these strategies can be done by admin people just in terms of data scraping. Okay, so yes, like I said, you have an advantage if you have a marketing background, especially if in the instance where the investor wants you to run ad campaigns or some other kind of lead generation campaigns that are a little bit more technical. Okay, so but what I'm gonna do is show you in this section some common strategies that other property investors do in order to generate leads. Again, they want to generate leads for the purposes of finding those things that I mentioned in the previous slide. Okay, don't worry, you will have a copy of this slide. Okay. Right, so let's go back to here. We've got property portals. So the property portals are the websites that we visited earlier, such as Rightmove and Zoopla. Although these are on the market kind of listings, there are ways to find off-market properties from property portals. And this is what I'll show you in the third section of today's webinar, okay? So we've also got, apart from using Rightmove and Zoopla, we've got adverts. I'll just move my mouse over here. We've got adverts, we've got social media, we've got websites, and we've got direct marketing. So property portals, like I said, we visited that earlier, but I'm going to discuss a little bit more in the third section of today's webinar. So we've got adverts. Now, adverts are generally, in a way, formulaic. There's nothing like too creative about print adverts or some kind of more traditional kind of adverts. There's an acronym that marketers use, which is AIDA, AIDA. That is to say, you want to be attracting attention, and then you want to be generating interest, so that's the letter I, and then you want them to be making a decision and then taking action, so that's AIDA. So all this is that you are, not you, but if you wanted to put an advert, you want an attention-grabbing headline, for example, are you facing repossession? And then you want some sort of interest, and then you say a few other things about we can help you solve your property problems or property headaches or your financial worries. And then call to action in the end might be things like give us a call or go to this website, some other kind of action. Okay, so we've got here examples of adverts that other property investors are putting on local newspapers or local bulletins. So we've got here this advert, you can sell your house in 7 to 28 days. There's another one here. It could be actually the same person advertising here. They just split two adverts and paid for two portions of this spreadsheet, news spread. Got other examples here. We will buy your house fast. These are things that you can copy, or you can also go onto websites and maybe there are swipe files that you can download. The point is that you don't have to be overly creative about this. You do need to kind of maybe stand out in terms of colors or other kind of graphic design, but in terms of the text that are being used, it can be pretty much cut and paste from other adverts. Okay, what might be your role in this one? Well, for example, what I did with my own VA is I downloaded a swipe file of FB Facebook adverts, and then I told her, can you study all of these adverts and can you like give me a selection of 5 to 8 copies, okay? And then she's just going to create her own, grab some ideas that are already being used, and then come up with some adverts, okay? So you don't even need to have a graphic design background at this one. Like I said, on day one, if you know to use Canva, you might be able to come up with something quickly. The point is that these adverts don't even need to be beautiful or a highly intelligent, sophisticated design, okay? This is just all about grabbing attention quickly. Okay, here's another example here. Sell your property today. Like I said, you can see here it's more or less the same wording as what other print adverts, other businesses have used for their print adverts. Okay, so now we move on to social media. Here are some social media posts that I grabbed on Facebook, and I'm pasting it here to show you as an example. I've obviously covered up names and pictures. So we've got here on the left side, anyone looking for a true no money left in BRR deal. If you remember your acronyms, BRR is buy, refurbish, and refinance. Deal in Leicestershire. PP, purchase price, 215,000. Possibly I can secure it for 190K. Refurb is 60,000 approximately. House value once work done is an incredible 380 to 450,000 pounds. This property could rent out between 13 to 1450, etc. Anyone interested, drop me a private message. Now, this person he's obviously trying to generate leads for other property investors who want to buy deals, okay, who want to buy their next property project. He's got 8 comments, so not a lot, but this was posted on a Facebook group for property investors and landlords. So a client, a potential client for you, might hire you in order to manage their social media activities for their business. You could be logging in to his own Facebook profile or your own, and then joining these groups and interacting for the landlord, and then scouring these pages and trying to see, is anyone posting deals? Are there are people talking about where to be investing and all that, okay? So this is an example of what you might be doing for a client who is a property investor. I'm not here to say that you will definitely be doing these things, or that you will definitely be given this same instruction to be doing these things. I am saying that I'm here to show you some examples of what you might be doing for a client who is a property investor, okay? Secondly, we've got here, Ooh, attention investors and deal sourcers. I've got a 4-bed HMO in Burnley around the university campus. Purchase price is 85,000 with 17% immediately per annum. I think he's referring to an ROI, maybe 17%. Total project cost, including finance, is 118,361. With refinance, that is to say, you get a mortgage on the done-up valuation to cover the original mortgage. You might be able to pull out 90,000, leaving 28,000 left in the deal. Remember, we were doing money left in the deal calculations. With a net income of 12,000, it has a net return on cash invested, that's the ROI, of 43%. We might want to check his calculations here to say if there's 28,000 pounds left in the deal, he's earning 12%. I'm not so sure if the net income here refers to, I am hoping that this is the cash flow instead of just the rent that's coming in. Net return on cash invested of 43.82% per annum. Highly rentable due to increase in students at the uni and there being a lack of dorms for them all. Message me for more details. This could be not this person here named posting this. This could be a VA posting for him, okay? Or it could be that the landlord said, I posted something on social media. Can you just check on a daily basis if there's any comments on it and just make sure you pass on whoever is interested, or if there are any inquiries, pass them on to me. It could be simply that, okay? Other social media examples. Hi everyone, we're thinking of selling our portfolio, 55 bedrooms over 6 properties. Are there any benefits to selling either as a whole or individually? Please let me know your thoughts. Thank you in advance. Now you can see here, this is actually quite a clever and sneaky way of maybe trying to generate interest, because some of these social Facebook groups, you're actually not allowed to post properties for sale. For example, some of them have rules that say you cannot be posting deals here. We are not FCA regulated, so we don't want any kind of recriminations that we are trying to sell poor investment products on our page. So they might have things like that. So what this person has done is he's posed or maybe she's posed a question asking for advice, but at the same time, she's making it known that actually we are selling our portfolio. And she generated about 30 people commenting on her post. And most of these comments were PM me, I'm interested, or where's your area, I'm interested, or stuff like that. So this could be one way that you might be doing for a landlord client. There's another one here. Any landlord with 1 or 2 HMOs thinking of selling up due to tax changes, legislations, etc. Getting to the point, I think I've had enough. It's relentless. So what are we looking at here, guys? We are looking at a landlord who is tired, who wants to sell up, who no longer wants to be a landlord. So there might be an opportunity here for basically buying from this landlord, because he wants to sell up. He doesn't want to be a landlord anymore. So he's obviously got properties that he no longer wants to look after. Okay. Actually, you've got here 126 comments. Now, some of these comments are actually people who commiserate with this landlord, which is happy days if you want to be looking for more tired landlords. You've got here someone who's commenting, I too am thinking of selling. Okay, but mostly because of bad tenants in the area, difficult council, etc., etc. So you could be, it could be a strategy wherein you post as if you are a tired landlord and you want to be generating a discussion and generating lots of commiserating comments and saying, yes, me too, I'm a tired landlord, or me too, I hate my tenants. So what you've got here to generate leads to find lots of motivated landlords is to use social media. Okay. We've also got here, this is the name of the Facebook group. I probably shouldn't have put it in there, but never mind. So this is a Facebook group, and this post says, I don't know what to do every month. The tenants, I think she means to say rent. The rents are late with their rent. It seems, oh no, the tenants are late with their rent. It seems they don't know they're late until I send a gentle reminder every month for the past 4 months. Excuses are, oh, sorry, my other half didn't pay his part until this morning, etc. I'm getting a little fed up, if I'm honest, to the point I'm thinking of selling the house. So again, people divulge all of their thoughts in social media, as well as thoughts about being tired and being fed up with their tenants. Okay, thankfully, this is a private group. That is to say, their tenants are not here looking at them, their landlords dissing them on social media. Okay, so here we go. Other lots of social media examples. I love looking on Facebook just to read these posts. I have one property I've let for numerous years. I've decided I've had enough of all the hassle. Again, another tired, motivated landlord. I'm a disillusioned landlord that has just about had enough after 30 years. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So you've got here people who are commenting, and people might be giving advice, or people might be, generally, people won't be at this point offering, hey, would you like to sell to me? I'm going to buy your properties. No. What you do is you kind of just be asking questions, maybe that might be what the landlord is saying, or you don't do anything. The landlord might, your landlord boss might just be saying, can you grab all the names of people who are saying they're tired and then send them to me, and then I will go speak to them. Okay, it might just be that's all you need to do for the landlord. You just so you're generating leads by scraping names of posts on social media. What else here? Social media. Now this one is on a more positive note. Here, this person has posted, this is on LinkedIn. One of our recent investment transformation, bringing it back to life. Happy agent, happy owner, and happy investor. Okay. Beauty of investing in property, it's a win solution for all. Let us know what you think about this transformation. Okay. Now, can I have a guess from you guys? Who do you think this person who posted on LinkedIn is trying to attract? Okay, who is this person trying to generate leads for? What is this person generating leads for? Can you type it in the chat box? Any ideas? Okay, he's basically saying, I've got a property here that I've transformed. Did he put before and after pics? I'm not so sure, but he's basically saying, look guys, this was my latest project. Any ideas? Okay, so before, we've got people who are complaining on social media, they want to find tired landlords. Now, however, this property investor is posting on LinkedIn. That might give you a clue. And he's saying, look, I've got a happy agent, I've got a happy owner, and I've got a happy investor. Here are my pictures of my current project. Okay, so the answer is that he's trying to find, for future projects, he's trying to find more investors. He's actually wanting to find people who might say, oh, okay, so, you might be generating leads like, oh, what do you mean? So have you got investors investing in your projects? What kind of interest or returns are you providing for these landlords or for these investors? Okay, so this person is actually trying to attract investors. This one, guys, can you mute your mic, please? I'm not so sure who has their mics turned on. This one says, wow, 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 who expected the market to be where it is today? So how can we help? We have extensive knowledge of residential and commercial property market, etc. This person, based on the advert here, is trying to attract people who want to be selling up and, selling their properties. Tired of being a landlord, need a fast sale. Have you got properties with structural or title issues? Have you got properties with negative equity? We can help. Okay. So yes, you can also use social media to post adverts to generate leads to find motivated sellers. Okay. This one says the refurb on our new unit is going well. I love the new feature wall. We're really looking forward to providing superb accommodation for our clients. And here's the humdinger statement: a great return for our investors. Okay. The other poster was a little bit more subtle and indirect. We've got happy investors. This one is saying it loud and clear. We offered a great return for our investors. So if you've got money sitting in your bank account, it's not earning a good ROI, or you want to diversify your investments, and we can offer this return. He's not blatantly saying what kind of return he's offered here. Some people actually say, we just offered our investors a 6% ROI on their money. Happy days for them. Okay. Right. So another strategy for generating leads would be websites. So these are not websites like Rightmove or Zoopla. These are websites that businesses own. So this one is a business called Property Rescue, and they've got a website. So this one is probably not something that you might be helping a landlord with, unless your job is to help update their websites, or your job might be to gather all the inquiries that are coming in from their websites, or um, you could be helping, I don't know, design the pages. That depends on what your skill sets are. You might also be running ad campaigns on Google or other platforms to generate kind of lots of impressions and visibility on the internet. Okay, so you will see that like print adverts, these are pretty formulaic. You can be using the exact same words. This one says property rescue, sell your home fast, guaranteed sale. This one again, it says sell your house fast. This one is quick buyers, the property people. Enter your postcode here below for a cash offer. So it's a way of this website has been designed so that people type in their details and send it to the business owner. So this is for them collecting leads. Someone will type in here postcode. In all likelihood, if I'm the one visiting this website, I'm gonna type in my postcode and then go. It probably will lead me to another page, not necessarily to a page if I'm expecting to stay here, enter your postcode below for a free cash offer. Okay, it will probably take me to a form that's gonna be grabbing some more details of me, and then later on is when I will get a call back from the salespeople of this company. Got here, we'll buy your house today. Again, lots of words like quick and fast and today and guaranteed, because people who are desperately needing to sell a property are people who want um, a property investor to be buying their properties quickly. They want a guaranteed sale and quick, okay? They no longer want to be holding on to an asset that's giving them problems. Now, finally, we are going through to direct marketing. Now, I'm just going to show you some examples. After this, we're actually going to be using, and I will be teaching you specific kinds of strategies to be doing for landlords. Okay, so we've got direct marketing, and we are looking here at a post. I think this is on LinkedIn, of someone who sent landlord letters. Now, landlord letters are um, is a way of contacting landlords directly and asking them if you've got properties that you no longer want to look after, because these are landlords who might be tired or landlords who are facing problems, then give me a call. I can take over the properties and guarantee rental income for you. Okay, so this one is specifically rent to rent. So on day one, we talked about some acronyms and some strategies that landlords will be using to buy and control properties and earn rental income from them. So rent to rent is where you're not buying a property, you are simply renting from a landlord and then multiplying the rent on the other side of the equation so that the rent that you're receiving is greater than the rent that you need to pay the landlord. The landlord on the other equation is happy that he or she is being guaranteed monthly rent without having to look after his or her properties. As you've seen from the Facebook posts earlier, lots of landlords are tired. They want to sell up. Maybe they can sell up, maybe they can't because there's no equity in the property, or maybe they want to still be earning some sort of rental income. So this is a strategy that a boss that you might be working for might be doing. Okay, so I'll show you later how this can work. This is going to be one of the strategies that I will show you specifically how to do. We've also got some more examples here of people, investors using landlord letters as a direct marketing strategy to generate leads in finding motivated and tired landlords. So you've got here, these are Facebook posts. This person has sent 250 landlord letters. Okay, this one has sent 300 landlord letters. Here we go. Okay, so any questions so far before I move on to the next session? Okay, I think we're happy to continue. So I'll share my screen again. So we were just discussing, just to get an overview again. We had just been discussing goals of lead generation activities for landlords and property investors. And so therefore your role as a VA might be to help property investors and landlords find all of these things, okay? Finding motivated sellers and landlords and properties to buy, finding angel investors and people who will want to lend money to the landlord to buy more properties, finding landlords and investors who are looking for deals. And then you've got here finding tenants and guests, okay? Although I did not give you examples here in the slides for finding tenants and guests, I probably should have, but other landlords or each individual landlord will probably have their own way of finding tenants and guests, and so they will be giving you explicit instructions on this one. This is just for me to show you what what kind of work you might be doing for a boss or a client who is a property investor. Okay? The strategies that we have seen so far are using property portals. So I showed you Rightmove and Zoopla. We have seen examples of print adverts. We saw some examples of how you can find leads on social media by looking at and engaging with posts. We've seen how some property investors might have their own websites for generating leads. And your role there as a VA for these kinds of businesses might be to help run ad campaigns, to gather data of people filling in forms on the website. And maybe if you've got the skills for it, maybe you might also be helping landlords manage and update their web pages. Okay. You might even be, if you've got copywriting skills, you might even be writing blogs for landlords so that their SEO is generating fresh content um, and what's this relevance in search results on a weekly basis.